Hello and welcome back to Gotcha, it's Mental Health Mondays, where we talk about advocacy, resources, and ending the stigma behind mental illness. The past few Mental Health Mondays, we were talking about really heavy, really big topics, so I wanted to do the whole switcheroo. I wanted to talk to you today instead about mindfulness. Yes, mindfulness, the topic that has been all over the place lately. I'm talking LinkedIn, I'm talking Facebook, I'm talking Instagram, all the socials, it's been everywhere. What actually is mindfulness? My handy dandy phone. Sorry, what's mindfulness?
Here's what I found.
It says mindfulness is the practice of purposely bringing one's attention in the present moment without judgment, a skill one develops through meditation or other training. Basically, mindfulness is staying present in the present moment, grounding yourself right here, right now, not thinking about the past, not thinking about the future, thinking about the here and now. So what are some ways we can practice mindfulness? Going out into nature, meditating, doing breathing exercises, working out, anything that keeps your attention to the present moment. And I want to talk specifically about breathing exercises and meditation. For these two specific tools in mindfulness, sometimes when you have experienced trauma, these things specifically can be really, really difficult for trauma survivors. A lot of times for trauma survivors, feeling in our bodies and feeling grounded and present and actually noticing, feelings and sensations in our body is a tool and a skill that we have to learn how to do. Our bodies is where we may have experienced the trauma, and so that's where we feel very, very unsafe. So feeling those sensations within our body can lead to us feeling unsafe again. A little tip and trick from a trauma survivor herself. What works best for me with meditation is to do a specifically guided meditation. A lot of times they do have meditations where you're at a specific place, right? Like you think about being in a field or you imagine yourself somewhere. Imagination can be really, really helpful and sometimes really difficult for those who experience trauma. So maybe meditation isn't necessarily for you. It is a skill that has to be practiced over and over and over again. It took me a really long time to even do guided meditations. Just be very, very patient with yourself. Always consult your care team about what type of mindfulness will work best for you. And now breathing exercises. Breathing exercises, for a very similar reason as meditation, can sometimes make people who experience trauma feel very unsafe, right? Bringing awareness to the body, bringing awareness to that diaphragm, to the chest. A lot of times that can cause us to feel panicked, to feel really weird. If doing breathing exercises sometimes causes you more anxiety, you are not alone, not at all. It took me a long time to actually learn how to breathe. It is a thing that learning how to breathe therapeutically is something that we all need to learn how to do, and sometimes it takes time. So what I like to do for my breathing exercises is to pair it with something else, right? So maybe I'll do a breathing exercise when I'm cooking, stirring the pasta, or, flipping the pancake. But I'm also doing the breathing exercise at the same time. So I still get the effect of calming down the central nervous system, but I don't get the impact of my fear center raising awareness to my body because I feel unsafe. And here's a word from actually where mindfulness stemmed from the guy behind the screen there. Hey, it's Brian.
Hi, I'm Amanda. No, I'm not. Actually, I'm Brian. As you can tell, I'm usually behind the camera, but now I'm all of a sudden magically transported here. So, just to tell you a little bit about the background behind mindfulness, it was made popular in this country by the Buddhist monk Thich Nhat Hanh. Let me try it again. It was made popular in this country by Thich Nhat Hanh, made it into the US, and began sort of, practicing the art of mindfulness, which he says is something that you can do as simple as like peeling an orange or drinking a cup of tea. So it's being totally focused and intent on that activity and not letting your mind go, okay, well, I don't have enough sugar in this, and boy, I got to get to that meeting at 5. It's sitting down and just enjoying the cup of tea. If you want to learn more about mindfulness and Thich Nhat Hanh, I suggest, this isn't easy. I'm sweating too. I'm like, oh my God, this isn't fair. So if you want to find out more about mindfulness and Thich Nhat Hanh, check out his book, The Miracle of Mindfulness. He has tons of books out on this subject, but The Miracle of Mindfulness is a really good introduction. We should probably get back to the actual video proper, so
Fun fact, I can only snap with one of my fingers. I can't snap with my other finger. Isn't that weird? But to wrap up today's video on mindfulness, mindfulness is anything that keeps you grounded in the present moment. There are so many different mindfulness practices that you can get involved in. Talk to your care team, talk to your friends, talk to your family. What do they like to do to stay mindful? And the great thing about mindfulness, and the most important thing about mindfulness, is not focusing on the past, not focusing on the future, but focusing right here, right now, in this present moment. Get into the flow. Stay in here and now. Don't worry about what's going to happen, and don't worry about what has happened. We are right here, right now, with one another, and being present and being mindful in the moment. And that's all for today. Thanks for joining us for this week's Mental Health Monday. Next week, we'll talk about something really, really special, because I don't know what it is yet. So stay tuned. You love surprises. I love surprises. It's going to be a fun surprise. See you guys. Okay.